And like me and Nell say, you know what, the best thing to do is not just put down any channel points at all to be able to lose any of them. And this was the same type of prediction that did happen in the grand finals, which rightfully so, because Gen.G looked pretty unstoppable. And I would say possibly in this matchup, since it's a best of 3, Gen.G could possibly take it. But I guess, I mean, there's just a lot of different factors, like this being Gen.G 3.0, Rejects also having a little bit of roster shakeups. Could be a difference maker on both sides, but I'd say it's about 50-50. Seems like 50-50 split on the bans here on Ultron, not being allowed to spend any time here at Celestial Husk.
I mean, sounds about right? 50-50, right? And there's also a lot of unfamiliar names on the side of Gen.G. So with the exception of Snake, Felix, and Brownie, and half of them, probably that new blood coming in to fill in the spots, right, for Gen.G Esports. As we continue down the ban pick selection, you can see that both teams, one is going to save up Emma Frost, that's Rejects. Gen.G Esports is going to save up that Mantis. And Poch banning out the Jeff as well, taking out the Jeff factor.
Yeah, Rejects did prioritize some Jeff in their previous matches, so I think we've been seeing a lot of usage of Jeff in the first 2 games. So the fact that they ban him out, possibly see a bit of a risk using him, especially with his changes, but this allows Rejects to go with a regenerative factor of the Karmic Revival. So locking in, I like how they locked in a Vanguard and then they went with the support as the Adam Warlock gets picked up. So both teams actually locking in the Emma Frost here. I kind of like it. And it seems like the last ban onto Gen.G's side still could possibly go for a Vanguard or a Duelist to ban out. It is going to be, Hulk that they're going to ban out.
Oh, Hulk. Okay, so the idea is probably just to remove the team-up possibility right there. Especially since, you know, the Gamma Squids can be a problem, right? That's one of the team-ups that is going to hinder Brownie's Star-Lord, so to speak, especially with Venom as well in the mix. Flying characters are going to be dealt with. It's going to be difficult for them, especially if there's that team up for the Namor. But right now, we're going to see the Bucky in action. Poch, I know you talk about Bucky right now. You've been talking about Bucky being super, super good and favored right now.
Yeah, it's just one change, but that change just made him a super anti-dive character, which Rejects is going to try to go for in this composition as Gargoyle is using the Bucky. Because again, if you guys haven't seen the new patch, his uppercut can now silence you for 1 second with any movement abilities. So if any Bucky player can click those heads, that's an instant down onto anyone he does get that uppercut. Again, it's that second hit of that uppercut that does silence you. If he's able to get that shot off with like 2 or 3 heroes, that could spell disaster for anyone here. But it seems like Gen.G still going to be running the pseudo dive here with the Venom and the Star-Lord here, while they do use Hoodie onto the Jeff. So triple support onto Gen.G's side, while Rejects going for a standard.
Brownie, no fear, just diving straight into the battlefield after using the E, just left clicking, just trying to apply that pressure right there onto the side of Rejects. Fences are really strong in the front. Gen.G Esports looking to cheese with that front point, but going to be denied. But right now, Gargoyle is going to be taken out of the equation. That's the first elimination going in favor of Gen.G Esports. Right now, the Venom being a threat on the battlefield and just applying so much pressure onto the Magneto. He's going to be able to survive. The answer is no. Going to be taken out by False, and that's going to be the second person being eliminated. Gen.G Esports holding strong. But Katie is going to be the next one going up. Izayaki as well. Ultimate ready for Brownie. Galactic Legend is available to use. I think he is able, he can commit, especially if there's no support. Ultimate ready, but Dobby does have Eternal Bond. Finale does have Ansong as well. Right now, Gen.G Esports being the first team to secure that point.
Look who's here. like how they pulled the brakes because they knew they were already dominated enough, and they just allowed, all right, let them restart and re-stagger themselves. Because, man, they were getting eliminations after eliminations, and now they had to recount themselves. You do get the snare, and Brownie once again jumping in with his E. He does have that snowflake, forcing Dobby to go for the eternal bond. Finale does have the ultimate, and we do see that Glee from afar, able to get that spray of shield, forcing out the invisible boundary. And now it seems like it's Jeff is going to be activated. Can he get one? Able to get a bit of a capture here, but no, Gargoyle able to eliminate Jeff, and the Psionic Seduction just puts him back, forcing out the Galactic Collection. But we do see a response by Rejects, continuing on to try and get this point, but so far Gen.G is still holding strong on this point. Finale has the flank towards the right side of this map, while Gargoyle is forcing them back.
Wow. 3-4 ultimates being used on the side of Gen.G Esports, but they are the ones that are actually staggering and falling right now. Rejects making their comeback. Zealo's going to be gone. It's going to be 5v5, but the Versatile is going to be employed. Cat. Oh my goodness, Doctor Strange coming in, just taking out KG. Meanwhile, Brownie, being the Starlord, the aggressive Starlord, just taking out Gargoyle as well. And it seems like Gen.G Esports, despite that midway fallout, will be able to hold on to the point. Pudge, 90% on the point, and Reject has yet to win a team fight that allows them to capture the point.
Yeah, and they're able to actually portal in to just force the overtime here, forcing the Psionic Seduction from Gen.G. The E trying to distribute a lot of damage here, but still so far Reject is in an ult deficit. Gargoyle unfortunately taken out. He was the only one with the ultimate, and just like that, Gen.G cleaned up shop, and they will be able to push out this overtime to get a clean 100% on the point.
Oh my god, could Gen.G 3.0 be the magic number that they were really looking for? The magic number 3 right here, because it was just flawless from the beginning to the end. They could not find the answer. Everyone was just clicking heads on the side of Gen.G Esports onto Rejects. And right now, it seems like Rejects gonna respond finally with the Namor and Hulk team up right here. So Poch, you think that this might be the answer?
The big factor that Gen.G did have was Brownie. And like you said, no fear with that E because of that snowflake that just has so much. And you were saying they were clicking heads. Well, Felix was able to just get the heals going off. So the Star-Lord was so hard to actually put down. So we are going to see the switch up. We do see still, we see the Hulk being picked up here. So maybe they need to bunker down with the Namor squids. Gargoyle unfortunately was not able to even use the Kraken Impact because he just got picked off from afar. So Brownie once again taking his eyes to the sky here, already giving information that they are going up against the Hulk here. So we're going to see if there's going to be a Hulk difference in this matchup. Wow.
Okay, I guess that's the answer that we are all ready to find out. Brownie, the first casualty for this second round that's happening, but right now, Soul Resurgence is going to be used just to push things forward, but so will Izayaki, using that invisible boundary, the Fate of Both Worlds to counter as well. All support ultimates are going to be used, but Dobby still holding on. And now, Kraken Impact for the first time in the game is going to be used. Will it be enough? Because right now, Galactic Legends is going to be employed. Trying so hard to keep Finale alive, trying so hard to keep everyone alive, but it looks like Reject is going to be hard right now. Is Jeff coming in with that swallow? Will he be able to take anyone out? No, Dobby's going to take him out. Jeff has not found anyone to swallow and throw off the map just yet.
Yeah, I think the fact that they're able to catch him, even though they do get the kidnap going, the fact that they're able to clean up shop, right? Unless Jeff does get Magneto bubbled, it's going to be really hard, and Magneto is not even on the lineup for the side of Gen.G. So Reject capturing the first point here. Maybe it is the Namor and Hulk factor that they do need, because Brownie, unfortunately, the Galactic Legend did get some pickoffs, but they were not able to win this point back. Now the Hulk has to retreat just a little bit. We do see that the Venom trying to go for the strike. He does have the Feast of the Abyss ready, but he needs to pair that up with something else for him to get that elimination potential. We do see the dive going on here. Hulking Beast able to actually score an elimination off of Snake. Wow.
Namor might be the answer that they actually need, but Gen.G Esports fighting back really hard, taking out Dobby as well, and Hulk really mad right there. Gargoyle! Fully right there. The Finale's gonna go down as well. The Brownie.
Oh my
Seduction's
God.
gonna be employed, but it's gonna go. Is it gonna be enough in order to silence them? Control finally gonna be in favor of Gen.G Esports, but Recheck has the full force coming in close. They're just playing really safe right now.
The way that they were able to capture that point was just masterful to at least alleviate the pressure for 73%. Felix now trying to slap his way to heal everyone up here as the invisible boundary has to sustain onto the area. Gargoyle does have that Kraken impact, but doesn't even need it. Now doesn't need to worry about that, but Snake taking out Finale. So a trade 1-for-1 here, and Rejects now out of a sustained ultimate. Brownie now has to hightail it just to get away from the pressure, but he eased his way to take out Mikaya. And now Gargoyle looking real low here, has to be able to hide away. Goes for the Kraken impact, has the death mark onto both the Vanguards, but still gets no elimination. Brownie no, and Finale get 1-for-1 elimination on both sides.
Brownie's actually doing amazing considering the anti-flyers to red that's being employed by Finale all the time. That's really annoying to handle. But Gen.G Esports still holding on to the point. Namor is really just trying to find that pick-off that's needed. Just making sure he has 2 splits available, especially for the team fight. But now Jeff's like 1v1 me, bro. And that's what I want to do. But Finale's going to jump down to safety. Sound is actually available, but he's on the base. Gonna be used as well. Namor going down. The time is actually going to be deployed onto the side. Is Jeff gonna come in as well? Will the swallow finally happen on the side this time? He's still surviving. 2 enemies gonna be spit out. Will that be enough? There we go. Everyone's gonna be Dobby, Gargoyle. Doesn't matter if Barble's the one is gonna go down as well. And looks like Gen.G Esports 10% away. Rejects. Finale with the Doctor Strange, the portal. This is gonna be the final team fight that they need.
Yeah, they're going for triple Vanguards at this point because they had to use the Doctor Strange here. Finale trying to go 1v1 up against the Star-Lord, but the Star-Lord is too slippery. They do force the overtime in this matchup. And now can they hold? Can they sustain? Gets the first elimination onto the Venom. Gargoyle holding onto the Kraken impact here. Brownie gets eliminated. Gargoyle as well. They're adding so much limbs onto the board here, and Gen.G now are staggered. They can allow this team fight to happen, and they can allow them to win a little bit of real estate, but they have to be the ones to teleport onto point as we speak.
Monsters is ready with the Doctor Strange show up, ready with the portal. This is going to be that final team fight that Gen.G Esports needs to employ against Rejects because they have to force this into an overtime. They're going to do it now. Now or never. Coming in. They have the Fatal Pulse Roll. They have Galactic Sledger to start things off. That's what we use. Kraken impact. Going to be used as well. Will he find that value?
Wow!
Wow! Ball's going down. That's the first casualty, but the Fatal Pulse Roll is going to be employed as well by the side of Felix. Right now, the hook! The hook! That's going to happen, but the sneak! My sneak is going to be super important. 5v6 at the moment will be enough. Felix is going to be the first one to go down. Then, so does everyone else. 2 of them from Gen.G Esports. 4v5 at the moment. Who will the fight favor? The answer is going to be Team Rejects.
Yeah, Rejects able to bounce back from that. That was actually quite close onto the side of Gen.G that they were able to win that away. But I think the Namor team finally was able to get things going. But it seems like Gen.G, I'd say that it's Jeff really did a lot of work. I hope they still stick with it. But Hoodie did switch out to the Doctor Strange for a little bit. But I think the Jeff factor, like you pointed out, was just so good, just annoying constantly the Vanguards and the Duelists for them to just look away from the objective and constantly just employ damage. And Jeff being one of the most slipperiest heroes of them all, he just gets away scot-free with so much damage without being punished.
Yeah, I think that's the key point, right? Without being punished. Not to mention that Namor was actually doing so much annoying annoyances, especially with the Gamma Squids, the double Squids as well. But this is where they make their stand. Gen.G Esports or Rejects. This first round domination is going to be super important because the team that wins is going to be 1-0 going to game number 2. That's going to add pressure to the other team that has lost Right now, Brownie on the Human Torch. Let's see if that is the factor. We've seen this before. Brownie on the Human Torch doing so much damage, a lot of impact. Let's see if this is going to be the case this time in this third and final part of domination.
Yeah, this is going to be hard for the Namor to kind of snipe out a flyer like the Human Torch, but we do see Piggy get a pick off the Venom, so excellent start for Piggy, able to hold his ground here, and now taking out one of the two Vanguards here. It's going to be a little tough. We do get the Diamond form here just to add more pressure. Gargoyle going to try to take out the pressure from the guy, and is able to take out the Human Torch. And we continue adding more pressure here. No one has won the point just yet. Finale does have the Horde of Proteus to work with. He needs to bunch them all together, but he doesn't need to do that if he wants to take out Fault.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about Namor, right? Not only does he have Horde of Proteus that stuns and limits movement, he also has the Gamma Squids. And not to mention, he has no need to reload. So that's a very scary looking left click duelist right there. And they have 3 check marks on the side of rejects as well. Punch, this is looking scary for Gen.G Esports.
They are, but it's a constant back and forth. You got to give it up to reject support, meaning Dobby and Izayaki, keeping everyone alive in that initial team fight. Gen.G, you know what, they do have an It's Jeff. One It's Jeff would really pay dividends if they're able to catch them off guard. So far, Gen.G have to walk themselves down. Brownie on this Human Torch still hasn't, you know what, given enough return. Whoa! Gargoyle taking out Monster, and now he's gonna try and go for the pickoff of the Human Torch. Little too much Supernova. Miss! Impact to the sky. Able to get the death mark, but no, Felix keeps everyone alive with a Fate of Both Worlds.
Wow, keeping it alive, definitely. Fate of Both Worlds doing wonder around, but the Hulk as well. So much damage coming in. Snake's gonna be the one going down. Piggy's gonna go down as well. It's gonna be a 5v5, but the question is, will the piece of damage matter here? But now Brownie slamming not just Dobby, but Gargoyle as well, showing the power of the Human Torch. Even Jeff is gonna be ready as well. And it looks like Gen.G Esports is gonna be able to take over at 70% point for rejects.
Yeah, big stagger that they were able to do, and the fact that Brownie was finally able to get a lot of pickoffs and utilizing that Supernova very well, canceling out any potential pickoffs on the side of rejects was really good. So now they hold up shop here at the top just to try and stop any advancements from rejects as they try to set up shop. Again, Hoodie on this Jeff. Jeff has been utilized all throughout the day here with just that one change into his ultimate, allowing the 8 seconds of healing for when he goes for It's Jeff. But so far, oh my god, get elimination finale. Excellent pickoff onto Brownie. So this could be the charge that Reject is looking for to contest the point.
Yeah, exactly. And he has Horn of Fortress to work with, but now it's always targeted by Snake. Snake, such a nasty match. He's taking out Gargoyle as well and healing at the same time. Right now, Reject is down 1 member, but Hoodie, let's see if the shark is going to be a little pesky for going in with the It's Jeff moment, especially when the opponent is going to be contesting for the point.
The fact that Hoodie could set up so much flanks and so much angles with Jeff, and he's still able to distribute damage here. And now Monster trying to flank up beside the Supernova that was placed. He also has the Feast of the Abyss to work with. Eternal Bond is going to try to keep everyone. Unfortunately for Rejects, unable to keep 2 of their teammates alive, and Brownie just adding more damage to the table. And Gen.G looking quite strong here as they march their way down to 90%. RC is gonna have to teleport the point here, and Gargoyle already has that idea.
Yeah, he's doing it. Gargoyle's the one that's doing it, right? So no more Bucky factor here, but at least we still have Namor in play, right? But this is going to be a triple Vanguard lineup this time. Look at the Gamma Squid dealing damage, but now Simon Seduction coming in by Piggy, trying to silence. But no, bro! Double eliminations with that slam saying, no sorry. I'm going to make this 4v6, and now Namor trying his best to stay alive. But it doesn't really matter because Gen.G Esports, they are eliminating rejects 1 by 1. There's only 2 people left, and that's gonna be it. Gen.G Esports is gonna take game number 1.
An excellent back and forth between the two. We did see some answers onto Reject's side, but Gen.G's pressure was way too much on their side. I think there was the Jeff really helped the flank situations onto the Venom, and especially with Brownie on this character, this Human Torch switch up really helped the team. And he cleaned up shop. He took out 2 of the strategists in critical moments. Actually, the critical moment when they were actually holding up points, so they had no sustain at all. So I'd say excellent switch up to the Human Torch. And Brownie was just doing very well. But, you know, all these players, with the triple strategist, you just have that one duelist to kind of carry the team. And that's the strategy they went with. They were able to employ it very well. However, on the side of Rejects, they still kind of stuck with the 2. They actually went 3 Vanguards, 1 duelist, and 2 strategists. And unfortunately, the damage wasn't enough to get more eliminations on the board.
If only Gargoyle had the Bucky to work with, that would definitely have made a lot of difference with the firepower, right? But unfortunately, someone needs to change to Doctor Strange just for the portal, and Gargoyle was the one. Finale wasn't doing enough at that point as the solo duelist. But Gen.G, realizing this, fully took control and capitalized on the fact that they only had 1 more to work with. Brownie just went crazy with that double slam. No fear, just slams into the ground, taking out 2. And that was really just the beginning of the end, you know what I mean? Really the beginning of the end. Took out 2. That's basically just 4v6 at the point. And Gen.G Esports just making sure that they minimize the mistakes they make and just forcing Rejects into a really, really tough spot and just force out these unwanted swaps, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think also the reason for the bravery and I'd say the tenacity on Brownie is the fact that he always had that snowflake on him, and he could rely on Felix to be able to keep him alive. And Felix kept hitting his shots. He knew that he had to go for the heals. He had Hoodie on the other side trying to go for those flanks. I think the fact that it's Jeff, it already adds so much value on the table just for him to pop the ult, because it does add that 8 seconds of healing with that healing pool. You don't really need to get any pickoff because you already have that sustain for that team fight. It's basically like an invisible boundary that people kind of stay alive with. So I'd say an excellent usage. Brownie being that MVP, rightfully so, because he was the sole damage carrier of the team. So I don't know what Rejects have to do to kind of switch things up or try to contain the damage that's being bolstered by Brownie, because if they're unable to contain that, it could be an early night in the office for Gen.G to get a 2-0 sweep up against Rejects.
Exactly. Definitely Gen.G 3.0 is doing a lot, making a lot of difference right here, right? Because before this, we did mention that Gen.G was like a all-star team where there's just so many strikers on the team. But now, looks like they finally found their balance. And we're heading into game number 2 right after this short break. So don't go anywhere, guys.
Across all time, I see you turning the tides. And do you see now our time, our turn? We can still fight like the wind and fire. And wonder no more that now is the only time your heart is mine. Light has fallen, darkness grows, and yes, we fight for our destiny and fate. New days smiling for the past and future. Break the chains, lead the way, fight with me. And when you wake up, revenge your rise, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers, no one can stop us. We are rivals again until the end of time.
And welcome back, folks, to an intense back and forth here between RC and Gen.G, but it might end here 2-0 if Gen.G continue on with their dominant streak up against Rejects. And we talked about it a little bit during the break. If their Brownie goes uncontested, this could be a quick match for Gen.G. History kind of repeating itself, because if we look back at the group stage in stage 1, Gen.G did take it over RC, and it only led to the grand finals. That's where RC did kind of show a little fight and taking it all the way to game number 8. And map 2 now, Yggdrasil path once again.
Yeah, everyone loving this map, right? The optimal choice for game number 2. But yeah, just to carry on our conversations forward a little bit, we did mention as well, we did talk about it as well, because before this, it was just a team of all-stars. Everyone wanted to be on the spotlight. Everyone was like, it's basically Blue Lock, right? But this time, they found the balance. Monster, super annoying on the Venom. That's definitely going to be something you have to watch out for. Snake, a damage dealer on that Mantis, heals damage. That's already a threat coming in, right? Brownie, uncontested. You pointed it out. Uncontested, even with the Namor squids. Didn't seem like it was enough to stop him. So
yeah, it did. I mean, he did force the swap up. He did use Star-Lord, and I felt like that was the answer, but they didn't have an answer to Johnny Storm unless they do contest it by banning it out. I mean, in Yggdrasil Path, we did say Flyers are really good. In the previous game, Storm was really good. Ultron was really good. And it seems like RC is going to take out the Ultron of Gen.G to start things out here, but Gen.G responding by taking out the Emma Frost.
Emma Frost. Take out the Emma Frost. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Emma Frost is definitely a character that can just takes over. You can tackle the opponents out from a skill or a channeling. That's gonna be a very annoying thing to encounter. So good job right there. But they're gonna lock on to the Mantis, recognizing that Snake is a menace on that Mantis, and of course opens up an opportunity for team-ups if necessary. But it also does force Rejects to need to ban more, to be able to make more choices to ban. And it seems like they're gonna keep the Mantis for themselves too.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if they're gonna prioritize maybe banning out the Luna on Gen.G's side. Was really good. That's still available. They did ban out the Magneto. Seems like they want to ban some Vanguards. So RC is going to have a tough time. They're not going to have any teleport abilities coming into this map.
Ooh.
So we saw how teleports are so clutch that could win team fights, especially during overtimes. And Rejects is not going to have that luxury. So good bans on the side of Gen.G's side, taking out Magneto and the Doctor Strange. So they're going to have to play a little bit rough here. And it seems like they will lean into the Captain America lock-in for this matchup.
Okay, so I guess that settles one of the Vanguard, but the second one, honestly, I think they could still rely on a Groot. That can work in this composition as well, especially if you want to block, isolate the opponents, right? So that can work. But now the final save is gonna be Doctor Strange. So this is already looking like a win in terms of ban picks, because denying the portal of the opponents and you having that Doctor Strange for themselves is definitely gonna bring a lot of impact, right? It's really I mean, I would love to see them do a team up with Doctor Strange, like Magic, but they don't really have a Magic though. do they?
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do that, but I like the response onto Rejects. At least ban out the Warlock, because if you can't go for the teleport strat, at least they can lock in the Warlock here just for them to have so much retries or refreshes with the Karmic Revival. So it seems like I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm gonna
fall for it.
No, we can't. No, this map, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. So
both teams, Angela. Both teams.
We'll
come on.
Oh, it seems
One
like
time.
Pig. Oh wait, I
Let's
don't
go.
know. We'll wait and see.
I know. Angela, come on. Yes, Angela. Don't play with my heart. Don't play with my heart. Piggy, Felix. Oh my god. Rejects. At least Felix will be committing to it, right? Come on, dude.
We'll see because they're still in the spawn room. So guys, if you're, now that everyone sees what's going on here, Felix is holding on to that magic. We did see Marvel kind of go for the Angela, but we'll just wait and see if Felix is gonna use the Angela heading out. But no, we're gonna go for strategist here. We fell for it now. But it's fine. we haven't seen the Angela just yet, and like you called out, we are gonna rely on that Groot plus falls onto the Doctor Strange to get that initial push, while Rejects does have that Karmic Revival to work with. And on Gargoyle's side, he can click heads. And Finale now onto this Star-Lord. He's adding so much damage, and Dobby also onto this Jeff the Land Shark. Could be a Jeff diff here. Two teams on its Jeff. Could be a very interesting matchup to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Rejects already doing really fine with the Venom and the Jet lineup, right? But now, the clash is gonna happen. Snake clicking heads again. This is why you have to fear Snake on the Mantis. He's gonna be down for the count. It's gonna be 5v6. And Groot, honestly, is just trying right now to set up the walls and allow maximum fine damage. Beautifully placed.
And this is hard because they can't go for any teleport strategies to go behind the point here because they don't have a Doctor Strange. So now Finale forced to go with a Galactic Legend to add more pressure just so that they can contest the objective. Finale up in the air here has to stay away from its Jeff, as we do see that Dobby now does have its Jeff to work with, but it's eliminated in the process by Snake. We're gonna get a elimination onto the Warlock here. So Gen.G marching their way to get this first checkpoint unlocked.
Yeah, beautifully done as well. And with very healthy time remaining, 2.5 minutes left. Brownie just trying to get his ultimate back again. And removing the Venom off the convoy as well. So beautifully done. And look at the aggressiveness of Brownie. Allowing, and you know what? The team just enabling him to play aggressively as well, because everyone is just pushing forward with no fear, knowing that everyone got him covered. They got him covered.
That's the thing, they don't even have a Luna to use the Snowflake on. It's actually Izayaki on the on Reject side that does have the Luna. Gen.G relying on their strategies to keep everyone alive. So the push is very much calculated onto Brownie's side. Gargoyle still has yet to get the Karmic Revival, considering that the first checkpoint has already been unlocked. So quite diff here. We do see that Brownie gets another elimination off of Dobby. So a strategist down, and Brownie overextending just a little bit to add more pressure here. While we see Snake trying to go for some damage, trying to go for some elims as well.
Wow, Snake just putting the pressure on the front lines, and Brownie, no fear, constantly just jumping in. They're like, this is not a flanking Star-Lord, this is a brawler Star-Lord. Going forward, and the tracking as well, just super insane. He's on the base, ready to use tracking. Prison, deploy. But the jab!
Born again!
Karmic Revival, able to get everyone up, but we do see the Beast to take out the Cloak and Dagger. Reject contesting the point, able to actually get a team wipe, all courtesy of that Karmic Revival for them to be able to get that try again type of strategy. And Rejects now is going to try to hold the goats up until this turn.
I mean, they can keep trying, and then there's still 3 minutes on the clock. Gen.G Esports can definitely come in and for the push, but this is where things get tricky because they can cut off Reject at this point, and look at it. Oh, careful, Jeff. You gotta be careful. You're pretty low on health, but now Finale just gonna reposition himself thanks to the Star-Lord skill moveset. This is gonna allow him to just constantly reposition himself and almost getting Felix down to a dangerously low moment. Finale going down. The Galactic Legends gonna be employed. He'll go find more targets. Brown has already found one. Oh, let's see if there's gonna be a second casualty. Oh my god, Jeff! Dangerously low. So the whole world is gonna be employed by Izayaki right there. But Monster continuously playing, pushing into the defense of Rejects.
Yeah, and look at this. Rejects already not employing the Adam Warlock. We do see that Hoodie trying to get an elim there, but Snake to be able to double down onto what it's Jeff got. Another Captain America is being targeted down here. Another It's Jeff to get the swallow on Dolby. Dolby trying to stay alive to get the Elim off of Groot. But man, they still have to hold up shop here. They're going for triple strategist, but no Warlock for that revival.
Yeah, Finale as well with the Galactic Legend. Quickly going to be countered by the Solar Surgeons. But Finale's going to fight Monster. That's a good start. Snake's going to fight Zayaki though. Snake, what a monster! On the match is taking out Gargoyle as well. That's only 2 eliminations. Right now, Freedom Charge going to be employed. Let's see if this can happen. I have the motor to follow things. The crowd control happening. Snake going to finally go down. Finale dealing as much damage as possible. But Jeff is so hard to catch. Look, the amount of support being employed just to keep everyone alive. And while pushing the convoy as well. 1 minute left on the clock. Will Rejects be able to hold on long enough? Or will Gen.G be able to push through?
Okay, we do see a Galactic Legend on the Brownie side. Unfortunately, nobody does fall. We still see a lot of sustain. The Soul Resurgence onto Reject side and E, as well as an It's Jeff up in this corridor. Not able to get the healing, but we do see the Felix taking out Gargoyle. Could be the first of the domino pieces to fall for Gen.G to unlock his second point. And it seems like a 3-person team wipe on Gen.G's side for them to unlock this second checkpoint. And they're marching their way down to the finale.
Yeah, beautifully done, right? Just aiming the double strategies at the back lines, and that's it. Only Dobby's left to clear the team. Reject is now being pushed to the final point. Gen.G looking really strong so far with the point. With less than 2 minutes on the clock, Reject needs to defend the whole 1 minute and 45 seconds so that they can deny Gen.G Esports from the full 3-point push.
We do see a change-up on Monster's side using the thing for more brawl potential. So we do see Brownie taking out Piggy and also Monster taking out Marvel. So just an excellent 2-person pick off to gain more ground onto these Ghost side. False bunny hopping his way to try to get the Elim off of Dolby, able to score an Elim of his own. Trying to keep everyone at bay. Unspawned location here now. This is not good. Where the Goats are marching their way down to get the 3-point game for Gen.G.
I mean, he has an ultimate ready, false. Oh, right now, Galactic Legends going to be employed by Finale, but right now, Monster's on the thing. He's going to be employing. Oh, Jeff. The defense maker that's needed right now. It seems like Finale is going to be able to get the close out. Brownie's going to be the one to go down right now. It's going to be a 5v6. No, make that a 4v6. Gen.G Esports falling 1 by 1. So Resurgence to keep the team alive. Mind you, though, only 46 seconds left on the clock. Remember, Felix does falls. He's actually the one on stage so far, so he has to keep himself alive until then. Right now, Hoodie on Jeff, dangerously close, works it, but Dobby is gonna send Snake back to the respawn point. Oh, it's Jeff. If there's any better time to use it, it's gonna be now. Gargoyle picking out monsters as well. Gen.G Esports falling at domino pieces much.
Yeah, but they still have one more try into this, but man, they're gonna have to clutch up at this point. They do have a portal to go in with. So let's see if they're actually going to use it. Snake now has to be very careful. He's going to try to switch things up. He's going to go with the Loki. So final portal in. Let's see how well they're going to play this one out. Holding on to point here to force the overtime. And now it is going to be an overtime courtesy of Gen.G. They do have It's Jeff to work with. So let's see if they're going to be able to get any swallow here. It's Jeff able to create a little bit of distance while Felix still contains and sustains here for the team. Reject. Oh man, it's pouring time onto the thing, and we still keep on going, says Baby, and we do have Galactic Legends on the finale as he takes out Jeff. They'll make that 2-3 eliminations onto this Galactic Legend, taking out Loki as well, and Gargoyle following suit for a complete team wipe for them to hold stop here with 2 points for Gen.G.
Beautifully done as well, stopping them from the 3 points push. So Podge, right now, it's up to Gen.G Esports right now to defend. Oh my god, that was a really fierce and aggressive push by Gen.G Esports, but because of the distance between the second and the third, Rejects was able to hold on. Once the portal threat, after the team fight that ensues after the portal play, once that's over, Rejects knew they were able to stop them at that track at that point. So right now the question is, will Gen.G Esports be able to defend even harder than Rejects?
It seems like that would be the case. It seems like they are rocking the Mantis plus Loki. I know Mantis also does have that synergy with Groot that they could opt for, but it seems like Brownie's going to go for a more brawl character
30
with the
seconds
thing.
before you attack. Get
Monster
ready.
going for the Captain America, and I would have to say, Nell, it seems like there have been a lot of Captain America usages from all teams, but it hasn't been as impactful as the previous season. So let's see if there's going to be any adjustments that are going to be made to the plays here. Again, Gen.G has to kind of hold up shop here and defend, while Rejects are already considering a Moon Knight and Storm just so that they can push away from spawn point.
Yeah, triple Vanguard, triple strategy is going to be employed by Gen.G Esports, right? Let's see if that's going to be enough for them to hold on as long as possible. I love the Moon Knight pick. Shouts to Liger. He definitely, OCE region definitely loves their Moon Knight pick. But right now, seems like Finale, dangerously close to being eliminated. Doesn't matter, it's really close so far. Brownie, very low as well. So the group wall is going to be super important to determine the outcome. Brown is going to be that first casualty of the team fight,
Yeah, and the fact that they don't have the the Karmic Revival now, just to fall in left and right here. Izayaki just putting the finishing touches. Piggy with the right hand to eliminate Loki, and now the first turn is going to go uncontested here. So Gen.G, will they actually walk down, or no? It seems like they're going to go for the portal here now. And this is actually gonna, I'd say, a big gamble, because if this portal play doesn't work out well, they're gonna have to walk their way down, so they really need to win this next team fight.
Yeah, they definitely do. But it's better losing early than later, because at least the cooldown time will be enough by the time that they march past the second point, right? But right now, Captain America trying to do what Captain America does best, which is disrupt the backline. But you definitely cannot fall while you're doing that. But right now, struggling reset. It's gonna be the combo that they need. Captain America sees that first person to go down, but Hoodie with the God of Mischief and the Alpha Photo to get Hurricane. Yeah, let's see, that's gonna be enough. Hurricane is trying to have a slow down. Phoenix gonna follow after. Sharknado is gonna be employed. Triple elimination by the Sharknado combo right there, Fox.
Yeah, so an excellently planned out strategy here, and it seems like this first point will go uncontested, courtesy of that Wombo combo. And Gen.G coming into that team fight, there were a lot of checks that Rejects could cash in that Gen.G could not go par for, and it seems like Gargoyle getting 2 eliminations, staggering Gen.G as they make their way towards the second checkpoint. So Rejects looking real strong as they push towards the second point here.
Yeah, plenty of time as well, right, Posh? Because there's like 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Right now, they're gonna make that swap. Finale is gonna go with that Jean Grey. Brownie going back to his trusted Human Torch right here. Let's see if that's gonna be enough to make a difference. Has ultimate ready. But really though, he's really gonna use the Supernova now at this position. Is there a pocket kill available for him? There is. He needs to be careful not to get sniped out at this point. So as the damage continues on, Captain America, Shark, the Land Shark! Bobby's gonna go down, overextended a little bit. You gotta watch out, especially when Brownie's on that Human Torch 3 right there.
Yeah, so I think that was a very reserved and very disciplined way to use that Supernova, because now, you know what, he just used the audible cue just for them to back away and split apart, and he was still able to get a pick off of Jeff. So now they're able to hold up point here. Again, this is really hard now that they have to walk their way down. You do see a 1v1 with Jeff, but Buddy has to be careful because Captain America is there to kind of protect his buddy Jeff. We do see Marvel trying to go for Brownie, but now he's able to hightail it and just get away from the Human Torch. You see that Balls is trying to hold up the objective here as he goes for an elim of Marvel. We do see that Strangling Prison here, he's getting a bunch of pickoffs, but no, it seems like Gen.G still holding strong here as they're able to win this team fight.
Monster saying, hey, I can't play Captain America at this position. No worries, I have Groot to lead back to. But this does open up an opportunity for Rejects because they do have PG's Strangling Prison to use up next. Not to mention there's a Galactic Legends by Finale and the Freedom Charge to provide the armor as well. So with 2.5 minutes left on the clock, Gen.G Esports still has a lot of work cut out for them.
Yeah, so now already using the
Okay.
Strangling Prison along with the Galactic Legend just for them to get this team fight on the floor here. We're going to see a bit of response on Snake's side just to get the sleep Elim, but the back and forth here means that Reject does win this team fight. However, we do have some Gen.G folks still holding up shop here, and Groot unfortunately will get staggered out, and that means that Reject can get this push. However, False will be falling down. They do set up shop here because Groot does have extra walls courtesy of that Mantis buff. So now, are they going to walk it down? Are they going to try to go for a teleport here? Enough time has passed for the teleport to be ready online. So Gen.G has to be very careful that the momentum doesn't shift too far in favor of Reject.
Yeah, Monster just really needs to isolate that from the heals that's going on, right? But it's so hard to do as well because Dobby. Wait a minute, Brownie's gonna go down first. That's gonna be a disadvantage for Gen.G because they're lacking that duelist right now. But everyone else is gonna slowly fall one after the other. Felix, Cootie gonna be joining Brownie, and not to mention Snake as well. So Reject's offense is really, really good at this point, and there's plenty of time to spare as well. 2.5 minutes. Gargoyle also taking heads onto Monsters. Ball's gonna fall down after.
That was an uncontested take of the second point. So Gen.G is gonna have to tighten up. I mean, they've only got 2 points here, but they also have to consider the check marks on Reject's side because both of them are holding 4 check marks. So this next team fight is gonna be a bloodbath. Let's see who's gonna fall first. It's gonna be a Jeff duel fight here to see who's gonna get the best here. Oh, but no, it's the Star-Lord that breaks it up.
Back out.
You see the finale now, trying to get the Elims here and able to actually take out 2 of the strategists of Gen.G.
Yeah, and that was without any ultimates being used as well. So you're gonna recognize, oh wait, it's Jeff coming in. Let's see if there's gonna be any value at all for the. And the fate of both will be employed by Izayaki. Monsters is gonna go down, so unfortunately that's not gonna be enough for them to sustain as well. Right now, Captain America being a menace at the backline. Suri is gonna go down as well. 2 ultimates being used, but now the finale, will it be enough at all? No! Felix is not covered. Snake's Mantis from the back, and that might be the difference that they need. 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Strangling Prison from Monster with a Brownie Supernova as well, but finale locking on to Brownie. Careful. Everything's going to be employed. Soul Resurgence as well.
Onto Brownie, unfortunately unable to get much value out of that Supernova. Final seconds left onto the side of Gen.G to hold and contain this Ghost from marching any further. But they need someone to step onto point, and it seems like they've already done that in the process. So now he takes out 2 for the price of 1, and now the BRB is going to allow Felix to get back into the team fight. But we're so close to actually getting these ghosts from moving, and Finale's not done. Takes out Snake in the process. Piggy is going to go for another Elim, Strangling Prison, just for him to take out another strategist. Izayaki continues to just add more damage to the board here, and just like that, folks, Rejects takes the game 3-2 in Yggdrasil Path.
Wow, definitely showing that they are definitely have what it takes to win in this format as well. And it really just comes down to how Finale on the Star-Lord was just... He was having the time of his life, right, Poch? Because he was just rushing in like what Brownie would have done and getting maximum result out of it as well. Every single time Galactic Legends being employed, there was bound to be eliminations left and right.
Yeah, I think that we're in this meta now of triple strategists and 1 duelist. And it's really the battle of the duelists, right? I think they've already figured out how to stop Brownie with his Johnny Storm. That they've already accustomed themselves to this type of matchup. That Gen.G now have to do the adjusting in the process. They did try to go for the res beacon of the rocket for them to have that sustain, but unfortunately the pressure was too far gone, especially after that second checkpoint was attained. So congratulations to the Rejects, taking it 1 game each in this matchup.
Yeah. And you know what? Even if Gen.G Esports really did win the whole 3 points, I felt like Rejects would have done the same anyway, right? So, so good job on the side of Rejects, actually able to defend enough so that once they know that as long as Gen.G does not push the whole 3-point, they would have the ability to push that 3 points in response. So I guess we are going to a game number 3, and this is where these two teams are going to look to settle it once and for all.
Yeah, so checking out the highlights here again. Who knew that this season 4 would bring about mirror matches of Jeff? So a lot of the Jeff mains and supporters in the chat, spam some Jeff emojis because your hero is here to represent, and it's adding so much to the team. There's so much threat when it comes to it's Jeff, adding so much heals, adding so much annoyance and just distraction for their front lines, even their back lines, for them to be able to try and kind of capture or get the elim onto Jeff. But it's just so hard because he's so slippery. It's so hard to catch this fish.
Right. Exactly. Like even you probably need a fishing rod or a fishing net to catch this pesky little. Sure. Exactly. But I did enjoy one moment from that last game that happened. Although it was brief, but I did enjoy it. The strangling prison into the hand of Khonshu. So that's definitely one of the things that you can combo wombo with it. But as we are headed for the last game, we're going to head into our final break. That's going to be 3 minutes break. We'll see you in a bit.
Trapping all those fighting souls, but yet across the world I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon. And I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. The night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me to seek you out. We are set now for our last reunion. Break the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our main event. And if you could, whoa, I'm a bit blurry right now. I thought I was going to Thanos snap, but here we have it. 1-for-1 Rejects and Gen.G all tied up here in day number 5, match number 3 of Marvel Rivals Ignite for Asia. Thank you so much for joining us. You got Nello Melon Potch Spice calling the final game here. And Nell, what's the takeaways that we have to tell the chat here before we head towards our third map?
The takeaway here is Rejects shut down Gen.G Esports Brownie, and that's it. And they play Star-Lord themselves, put Star-Lord on finale, and you have a game number 3. That was the comeback, 1-1 right now. They're at 1 piece each. So next game's gonna decide it once and for all. Who's gonna take that W?
Yeah, I think that when it comes down to it, in this matchup alone, and what we have been seeing is a rise of triple strategists, plus and just I'd say 2 vanguards and 1 solo carrying duelist. And that solo carrying duelist is kind of like the quarterback of the team that kind of has to play his own game and just kind of carry the damage and just continue on without actually falling to so much eliminations. And we've seen that with Brownie and Finale. So I wonder if it's gonna be a duel of those two players, or are we gonna see a bit of a switch up? Because we did see in the previous matches that team down payments still sticking to the 2-2-2 lineup. They didn't really go for anything too cheeky with the new meta. We were teased with Angela. I see a lot of people in chat saying that players are still trying to figure out Angela. She's a bit underbaked, still trying to figure her out. All we know is that she's very much into displacement, and that's about it. And she's very map specific. So I wonder in this next couple weekends if we'll see that Angela, because I don't know, when I was playing up against Angela, I got cooked. I didn't know what happened. She just kidnapped me and I didn't know where I was going.
I mean, we probably will be able to see it much sooner. Especially in the EMEA and the America region. So that might be the case because they are known for really, really experimenting with the meta and non-meta, right? So right now, seems like we are going to be headed into the last and final map of the day.
Yeah.
Poch,
It's gonna be Hall
Gen.G's
of Jala,
choice.
so they will have to move the statue of Bast, but they have to unlock it first. And Nell, I don't know if you remember this, but this was the map that they tied it out in. So they can potentially tie it out if they don't unlock the point. But if they start pushing, that's when it can't go to a tie. So we shall see if we're going to see a match number 8 in this best of 3, folks. It is going to be the map pick of Gen.G as they defend the statue of Bast, as RC is going to be on the attacker side.
Yeah, but taking out the Ultron is both teams at the moment, right? Recognizing that they don't want to have Ultron to deal with. Flyers are going to be a problem right here, but Rejects this time is going to opt for the Mantis. And why not? Gargoyle was having the time of his life as the Mantis in the previous game. But Gen.G Esports is going to respond by banning out the Jeff, locking in their very own Mantis. So we're about to see that Battle of Mantis again. But
Yeah,
this
it
time,
was-
no more Jeffy.
On both sides, and the Battle of the Mantis was Snake and Gargoyle. So just realizing that they kind of have the same type of lineup, I think they're just going to copy paste whatever picks and bans they get.
It looks
Adam
like it.
Warlock getting banned out. I'm pretty
Alright.
sure that Gen.G, well, at least now we're going to see a little bit of originality here when it comes to the lock-in character, maybe a Vanguard, and they are
Emma.
going to get that Emma Frost to be able to pick up here. So this allows them to kind of go for a bit of an interesting strategy here as Rejects goes for a ban here. They can opt
Magneto,
to
right?
go for a duelist ban. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I mean, that's an Emma. Probably needs to ban out Magneto. I mean, Emma's already out, right? So Magneto and Psylocke. So probably... Wait! Star-Lord!
Yeah, I think, I was going to say Star-Lord because the Star-Lord, like you mentioned, on the side of Gen.G was just so hard. So they might just play to the matchup of the Human Torch, and they're going to lock in the Emma Frost. So now they, Gen.G can possibly go for the Magneto, but I feel like they don't even want to use Magneto because we've seen a lot of Venom, a lot of Groot. So they might just opt to ban out a strategist or another Vanguard, or maybe a duelist actually. And it seems like they're going to go for the
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. So copy paste when it comes to the picks and bans here.
Exactly.
Right here
But
is
hey,
gonna
at
make
least they still
all
have
the
Human Torch to
difference.
play with, right? So that's going to be something. And not to mention, Psylocke can be a factor here as well, especially if you want to go for the flanks, right? At some point. But this time, seems like we are going to see... Is this happening? I thought we were going to see a Strange and the Scarlet Witch, but nope. They're just going to go back to the Johnny Storm pick finale. And seems like we might see a mirror pick on the duelist side as well. But the exception is Snake. Snake going for a duelist?
We just have to wait and see. We will get a tour of the Hall of Jala first and foremost. But as we see, it seems like Snake is actually going to go for the Phoenix, while Felix just waiting for him to go for the Luna Snow. So they're kind of going for a, well, I'd say a 2-2-2 lineup. So Gen.G kind of going conventional with the Magneto and the Emma Frost. So we still have that synergy going on between those two, but the fact that Snake does have this, we did say Ultron was his favorite strategist, but he can have aim here in this matchup with this Phoenix, because you want to have that Phoenix and Magneto wombo combo, while Marvel immediately gonna go for the teleport here to get the high ground as they try to unlock the Statue of Bast.
Yeah, I mean, Rejects going for the full offense right here, just pushing Gen.G Esports off the high ground. That will be a factor as well. Johnny Storm making a line of fire just to provide that continuous damage onto them from the high ground. But Gen.G Esports is really defending from the low ground at this point. Right now, Brownie gonna be the first casualty, and Gen.G Esports has got to play with a deficit of numbers, and Rejects might look to unlock this point even earlier.
Yeah,
than
just the fact that they were able to push them away from the high ground and now they're forced to defend on the ramp is crazy. The fact that Snake now trying to go for a flank and unfortunately unable to get it. So now Gen.G are really in an uphill battle here as Rejects continue to push them away from the spawn, from their spawn location, and also unlock the point. They just have to push away this Magneto. And just like that, Finale taking out Adobe, taking out Hoodie as well. And they've unlocked the Statue of Bast in record time here. They got 5 minutes to work with.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was definitely record time. That was really fast, actually. And you know what? Maybe it's just crazy that I just witnessed Izayaki 1v1 Snake and came out victorious. So you gotta watch out. Strategists can be going on the offensive as well. But right now, Finale on the Jean-Grey is going to take flight, just trying to deal as much damage as possible, has the end song to work with, but really just forcing out the high ground opponents to jump down to an unfavorable position. PB has Silent Seduction to work with. Let's see if that can be a factor coming in here. Gargoyle coming in. But now Supernova going to be influenced by Brownie and Goody as well.
The pull, but we do see that Snake is so close to getting his ultimate for them to have the wombo combo here. False. Going for the Sonic Seduction for them to be able to try and go for a lot of the pull here. And we do see that the Snake has been used. The Magneto ult is going to try and get the dunk. Unfortunately, unable to get anyone. Izayaki able to take out one. And now, once the dust is settled, Reject still staying up on top here. Finale using up the Phoenix Force to try and just thwart the efforts of a defense on the side of Gen.G. They take out one of the Vanguards. Monster now taking out Gargoyle. So it's a back and forth here as Reject's numbers are slowly dwindling away, but Gen.G also follows suit here. So a great contest here onto the point, but it seems like Reject still staying strong.
Yeah, and with the portal help, they'll be able to get back to the battleground as soon as possible. Right now, no ultimates from both sides, with the exception of Izayaki, Fate of Wolfroll, ready to use. That's Reject. But right now, it seems like Gen.G Esports is still defending, but unfortunately, they have to defend for such a long amount of time. 3 minutes on the clock. Reject has plenty of time to attack at this point.
They do, but like you said, they're still building up their ultimate. It seems like Dobby does have his invisible boundary. The fact that Woody still has the totem, already used the cooldown. Invisible boundary just to gain some space and the force out of the fate of both worlds. Dobby still with the invisible boundary, but gets cleaned up with that ultimate. But we do see that Psionic Seduction, but no monster takes out Gargoyle. They still stay alive in the team fight, taking out two of Gen.G's finest, and Finale chasing down the Luna Snow, trying to go for Phoenix Force ultimate, and just like that, Reject able to push this point past the halfway mark.
Reject showing why sticking together was the best decision that they have ever made, and it shows why they are the first place of the first stage of Marvel Rivals Ignite. Right now, Finale just showing his prowess as the Phoenix, as the Jean-Grey, not to mention this, how do you put this, Finale, Gargoyle, such a good tandem when it comes to clearing. And right now it seems like they're going to continue that push forward. Pause 3 minutes and a half on the clock. Plenty of time to work with Agamotto starting to... Oh my god!
That's insane though now. Falls able to go for the Psionic Seduction as he tries to just deny any more gain out of that Eye of Agamotto. Able to get a bit of CC from the crowd here. Gargoyle does have the Solar Surgeon's Hoodie copying right away just for him to get the fate of both worlds. We do see that Hoodie! No, Brownie actually able to take out Gargoyle. So now Brownie on the Phoenix. We do see another choke slam here just for the elimination of the Marvel. So it seems like Gen.G finally have a foothold on this matchup.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of time Reject really has. And now False is just forcing the opponents out. The front line is just so secure. Gen.G Esports right now, they gotta defend a little bit longer right now. 2.5 minutes available on the clock. Reject, however, has 3 ultimates built up on their side. And really, the combo can really happen. But Marvel, unfortunately, still does not have the Meteor Amp available.
We do have Psionic Seduction here just for them to gain some ground here, for them to kind of contest this point. Finale just waiting for the build-up for Marvel to possibly farm some ultimate, but it seems like we are going to see Finale set up a flank point here as he's getting pocketed healed and pocket damage boost here. We're going to see, wow, actually a flank point here, just eliminating any of these Loki clones. Dobie trying to keep the front line alive with the Invisible Boundary, and the immediate response here from the Psionic Seduction, but Invisible Boundary just sustaining everyone, keeping everyone alive. We do have Marvel slowly gaining his ult, and this could be the win, the checkmate condition that Rejects is looking for.
Let's go. Wombo combo coming in. Marvel's gonna respond in turn as well. Remove the shield, and that's gonna be it. Two of Gen.G Esports is gonna go down, make that 3 elimination. Rejects still pushing forward. Everyone, Gen.G Esports has been team wiped. My God, they can't find any answer for Rejects' advances.
Yeah, the fact that they had so much discipline to wait for that wombo combo of Phoenix and Magneto, and they played that to perfection. It was not just a 2, but a 3 and 4 person team wipe. Now Psionic Seduction to lead this next team fight, forcing Hoodie to just get that copy off of Luna for the fate of both worlds. Finale slowly building up at 50% already. And we continue on here. It's so close for them to get the full 3 points, but Piggy eliminating Bolt. This could be a changing of the tides here, but no. Gen.G 2-for-1 pickoff on the side of Marvel, and we continue to just add more pressure on the board for Rejects.
My God, and the swap from the Loki is not gonna even matter. Izayaki was hot on his tails right there, and now removing the armor. Finale is gonna remove that armor. Rejects is gonna push that 3 points right there.
Time to switch things
I think
up.
from the beginning, right, the fact that they were able to get the high ground, and I think the most contested point was like the second as they were pushing up that ramp, but besides that, it was all Rejects. They played that to perfection. The Magneto Phoenix Wombo combo, the fact that when it comes to Rejects, Finale hitting his shots, Dobie and Izayaki also getting some elims on the board, not just on the strategist side, but the fact that everyone was also getting eliminations was just so hard to deal with on Gen.G's side, and right now they gotta lock in if they want to tie things up.
Exactly. Like, this is definitely do or die right here. I mean, even if Gen.G Esports, right, is able to push the full 3 points, they still have to deal with the overtime. And judging by the way Reject has been playing, the first point is going to be super essential right here, because that's technically how Gen.G Esports lost in stage 1, right?
True. It's a good point. So the ghosts of the past kind of haunting them in return here now. And it's not even a best of 8, well, a best of 7, it's a best of 3. The fact that Rejects, you know what, maybe there is some truth to, maybe domination isn't their game, and the fact that Convoy and Convergence is, because they played this really flawlessly. So we're gonna see them try and go for not a teleport strat, but they're gonna just try to rush down the mid lane part of this map for them to go for the takeover of Bass.
So deciding to come in from the front door, fighting against opponents that's on the high ground. Interesting. So let's see if that plan's gonna work out, and if they'll be able to do it in a faster time. Right now, Piggy seems to be pushing them back a little bit more. Finale on the high ground as well. Oh my God! Has to be really careful though. Right now, he's trying to do as much damage as possible. Yeah, it's just like living life on the edge right now. Let's watch.
Yeah, the fact that Luna has the snowflake on Phoenix is really good, and you had a Loki clone just for the heals. But Brownie though taking out Izayaki, and Brownie continuing on here in the high ground, feeling a little uncontested by Gen.G. We continue on as he takes out Marvel. Now they actually went uncontested here. We're gonna try to continue on, stacked up to 3 here. And now it's a 1v1 duel, still fighting from the low ground here, still uncontested, and they allow them to actually go for it, and actually a use of the Solar Surgeons here on the side of Reject. So Gen.G's take of this point as they march down the ramp was actually really good. They're gonna enter this next team fight with a lot of checks, and they were able to farm so much ultimates.
That's true. A lot of ultimates on the ground. Monster's gonna join the fray soon, and that's gonna be a 6 checkpoint. Dangerous situation for Rejects to go up against, right? Because they have 4 ultimates about to be ready, but going in, this point might be a bit hard for them to push forward. But if Rejects can capitalize on this point, they might be able to buy a little bit more time. Just waste Gen.G Esports time, put the pressure on, and at least force out an overtime. That's going to matter a lot.
Yeah. And the fact that they can actually get the Statue of Fast a lot closer, or at least get more time, would be really good. Psionic Seduction already employed here, forcing the Solar Surgeons to get popped here. Piggy low in health. No, we still pocket heal him and also go for a bit of a whirl. And now we can Meteor and to contest here, take out Dobie. And now Rejects reeling in here as they try to contest the point, and Gargoyle takes out Brownie. They take a 1-for-1 pickoff here, and Rejects kind of hold the point for now.
Wow, responding with a Meteor M as well. Let's see if the dunk happens. Oh, it's going to hit the bear. It's going to hit the empty air and the sky. Right now, Gargoyle just finding that position to deal as much damage as possible. Of course, he does have the Soul Resurgence to work with, especially if needed. Gargoyle, that's what I'm talking about. Izayaki as well with the Fatal Flows on standby. Brownie on the portal, trying to make sure that the push continues on, but there's still plenty of time for them to push forward, actually. So Brownie gonna make that swap and bringing the whole team forward. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, but they are so close to unlocking that second point.
Yeah, I wonder if Brownie switching on over to the Vanguard would actually hurt them in return, because he's gotten so much healing. And now Snake is going to be the one to carry the healing as he's able to take out Finale. So he's trying to continue on here, have Solar Resurgence on, and already used it right away for them to battle it out here to get the second checkpoint unlocked. But the never say die attitude of Rejects still staying alive without keeping so much ground here. We're still holding on to the point here as Rejects still defend with the Solar Resurgence of their own. Izayaki gonna try and keep everyone alive while Finale still on that snowflake, adding so much damage on the board. We do have the ultimate. Will we see the duo ultimate here? Unable to get it, but Marvel takes out one. Takes out Snake, one of the main damage dealers here. So great ultimate usage. I stay on Reject side.
Agamotto gonna be employed, but of course there's Dobby popping the skill of Fatal Flow right now. Looks like Reject is gonna be able to take out Gen.G Esports. My goodness, Gen.G Esports though still has a little bit of luck coming in their side. At least they still have the advantage in terms of time. 2 minutes on the clock for them.
2 minutes. They gotta walk themselves down because they've already used that portal courtesy of Brownie. So Finale setting up a really good angle here for them to actually use up their cooldowns as they try to march down to point here. Finale still having so much sustain. Brownie so low, but still getting pocketed heals by Felix. It was really good, and now they've covered so much ground to contest the point with 1 minute 30 seconds left onto the clock here, and Snake trying to get some healings of his own. But we still try to build up the ultimate as Piggy's the one, actually both Emma Frost having the ultimate. Let's see who's gonna pop it first.
Yeah, gotta force out the ultimate, the support ultimate, right? Because after that, what's left, Psionic Seduction can be used to start things off. False, using it to silence the ultimate, but they do have 4 ultimates on the side of Rejects. Rejects gonna be able to force it. Finale! Wow, almost taking out Gen.G Esports in the process.
I'd say Brownie forced to go for a defensive ult, couldn't get that 1v1 against Finale, and right now it just seems like Rejects holding on to point here. Thought they could go for a backdoor strategy, but we continue on. We still have the duo combo of Marvel and Phoenix here, so we can continue just to hold this point as the final seconds wind down now. Unfortunately, no Doctor Strange here. Meteor and go for it, but
nice!
Just for the save.
Beautifully done as well. Now it's Marvel's turn. He's saying, here's my down. Take that. Brown's gonna be the victim of that down. And now it's 5v6. Oh, right here, right now. Do or die. 20 seconds left on the clock. Reject, will they be able to hold on a little bit longer? Right here. Because right now, Snake is dead. Dobby is going to go down. Finale is going to go down. The Snake factor is coming into effect. This Snake is... Whoa, wait.
The Snake is out by Gargoyle, and now Piggy getting some elims of his own, and Gargoyle now clicking heads. Psionic Seduction. No one's contest, but another Psionic Seduction. We do see that one of their strategists is coming back into the fray. No more check marks on both sides. It's a 1v1 when it comes to cooldowns and skill shots here. It's going to be a duel for both sides as overtime clock is going to be swung in favor. Piggy able to pick up Falls. Could this be the first piece to fall down? You see the bubble being used, and now the Phoenix ultimate Falls gets taken out. Reject still holding strong, but Brownie taking out Finale.
Finale, that was the important character that they need to take out. Now Snake taking out Marvel as well. Using the invisible boundary is Hoodie at the moment. Gen.G Esports holding strong, but Soul Resurgence by Gargoyle is going to matter as well. Izayaki needs to hold on a little bit too as well because 100%, and that's going to be fatal. Go world!
Portal to hold everyone on point, and Izayaki wins the Fate of both worlds to keep everyone alive, but unfortunately, you see Piggy actually take out the Doctor Strange. I don't know if it's going to be enough, and they actually portal their way back. It seems like the Meteor amp to get the done, and Rejects with the clean up to force out the overtime Falls. Gonna try and go for the portal, but it's not gonna be enough. Rejects able to claim victory up against Gen.G Esports.
Continuing to prove that the ghost of the past is indeed real and very much haunting Gen.G Esports. Doesn't matter if it's 2.0 or 3.0. Rejects continue to show that they are dominating in Convoy, in Convergence format. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game.
I just think once Rejects started to kind of copy the homework of Gen.G, they just started to beat them to the punch there. And this was it was well contested towards the mid game, but this was a 3-1 victory on Reject's side. And just the fact that they were able to make the ultimate combo of Phoenix and Magneto work out so well in their push and their defense. I think the 1v1s of both Gargoyle and Snake, and not to mention also Brownie and Finale, the duels were really in favor of Rejects. And when they were able to get the 1v1s going, Rejects really ended up on top in this matchup.
True. And you can see the difference. It was just day and night, especially when they were on the Jean Grey. Finale was just dealing so much burst damage, just making the eliminations when it counts. Look, 13 final hits on the side of Finale when he was on Jean Grey. And for Brownie, 4 final hits. That's very uncharacteristic of Brownie, but it's also an indication he was shut down so hard.
He was. And I think he was also the fact that Finale was able to get to an angle much better. I mean, even if we look back at the first half, they were able to portal onto point and force Gen.G to the low grounds while they were contesting from the higher grounds in that spot as they unlocked the Statue of Bast. I think it was just the map awareness and the fact that they were able to set up angles and choke points for them to kind of really play their game. And here we have the handiwork. And we're not even mentioning Izayaki also flicking heads, not just going for heals. And when it comes to this triple strategist type of lineup, sometimes you gotta let Mantis, sometimes you gotta let the Luna click some heads, and Gargoyle and Izayaki were able to do just that.
Yeah, they were definitely a tandem. Like I was seeing the praises, we were seeing the praises of Brownie during the game number 1, where he had so many final hits, right? But ultimately, when you know what exactly to do, and that's exactly what Rejects did, that which is to shut down Brownie, take him off his comfort picks, and just shut down his supports as well. That's where it really starts to show, because Finale, Gargoyle is saying like, yeah, you have Brownie, you have Snake on the Mantis, on the Jean Grey, but hey, we can do the same thing, but I'm gonna do it one up. I'm gonna one up you, and that's exactly what Gargoyle and Finale did against Gen.G Esports. So gotta say, it's very close, neck and neck, but ultimately Rejects just repeating the nightmare for Gen.G Esports, which is to take victory in this Convoy and Convergence format.
Yeah, even though this is a best of 3, I think Gen.G was able to take it in the previous best of 3, but they're still haunted by the best of 8 series that they did have. And we continue things on here with Rejects still ending up on top. And can I just say also, maybe it's I guess they just seemed more comfortable in this type of lineup. I'm not sure if they should still force like a Captain America, because we did see a bit of Captain Americas here and there, but it wasn't as impactful as it was in the previous season. I think we can still rely on the Magneto being the strongest Vanguard in the game. And when it comes to the duelists, if you have 2, well, 1 to boost, but you have kind of a backup duelist that is kind of the Mantis or the Luna. That's still gonna alleviate a little bit of the pressure on the main duelist. It's still very good, and Rejects was able to put that into spades in this matchup.
True, true. Magneto will always remain as the staple vanguard, shielded vanguard, right? And honestly, I would say that's one of the most balanced vanguard available, which is why you rarely see any adjustments being made to Magneto, right? So I think that makes a point. Very balanced. It really just, really, the sky is really the limit for, especially for the players. So it's not just about the character; it's about the players as well. And Marvel did amazingly well. And the team synergy as well, just holding on, like you caught it at one point, just holding on to the end song. That's finale, holding on to the end song, waiting for Marvel to build up that Meteor M. And once they had it, it was just a simple game of combo wombo, dunk, shield, remove the shield into a dunk. The double eliminations, the triple eliminations just came soon after. So that's definitely a factor.
I think, yeah, when it came down to it, Rejects really showed their discipline as well with them to implore their game plan. If they stick to the certain lineup, they're actually able to implore that double ultimate combo that we know fear and is seen in offline that's so good. And I think the reason why also shoutouts to the Marvel Rivals devs is that Magneto still remains on top is because so far he kind of has answers to a lot of the problems here with his Magneto bubble, his Meteor M to counter any of the ultimates like Star-Lords or I'd say Punisher.
No judgment.
But yeah, just there's a lot he can answer from. Unless we get another Vanguard that can provide that much solutions, I think you know what, the main anchor of the team would be that Magneto. And I'm pretty sure, hopefully we get some stats going on with the win rates of Magneto in this Marvel Rivals Ignite series, because so far Magneto has been proved to be like a difference maker, or at least a big problem for some teams to worry about. And in this matchup, it was just pretty apparent that they used the Magneto very well up against Gen.G.
True. I definitely agree with that. It's definitely one of the factors that helped them win the team fight. But I did have my fair share of enjoyable moments during the games that happened between RC and Gen.G, especially the tornado, the Sharknado that happened. That was definitely really interesting to watch, right?
That definitely guaranteed a ban in the next match of the Jeff, because Jeff was being used so well in Idrisil, and we rarely see Jeff. Actually, we tried. I mean, the Sharknado was a thing. Oh, and it seems like we will be interviewing Dobie from Reject. So I'm excited to talk about this. We'll talk to him about the game before we talk about their matches. But let's get into this interview with Dobie of Rejects, folks. And let your voices be heard in chat. Please let us know what questions you want us to ask, because we have Dobie from Rejects. First of all, congratulations, Dobie, for the amazing match. How do you feel after that matchup? Hello, Dobie. How do you feel after that matchup?
Hello. I'm good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This match is very important to our.
Okay.
Very
Chukaheo.
important win.
We learned this for you. Chukaheo. Okay.
Oh,
my
very
question.
good Korean.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. 감사합니다. Yeah. Okay. Listen, I can speak Korean. Okay. But anyway, question number 2 that I have is: Do you have any highlights of the game? Is any one of the games a highlight for you? Do you have any highlights for the game?
In this match?
You feel you do very good? Yeah. Against Gen.G. Is there any particular highlights? Any moment that's very...
When I play Jeff, I eating enemy, 2 enemy. Yeah, it's my highlight, I think.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
That was really good. I think in the next match, you both banned Jeff because Jeff too strong.
Yeah.
Let's
Jeff
not
is
play
meta.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff is
Meta.
meta. What a time, right? That's so crazy.
Exactly.
Dobie, you have a couple more matches for the next days. Do you have any message to your opponents that will be facing Rejects?
Wait to lose. We will win.
Whoa!
Oh.
Wait to lose.
Wait to
Okay, I'm
lose.
excited.
Let's go.
I'm excited for that. Dobby, thank you so much for your time fighting Rejects. I hope you guys will do very well.
Thank
and
you.
Can't
Thank you
wait
very
to
much.
see you guys. Okay.
Okay.
it. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Goodbye.
All right.
Fighting.